the least ukulele song you'll ever hear played on a ukulele. Enough of that silliness. Hey, Larken Rose here, and I wanted to make a video about a story of something that didn't actually happen, as far as I can tell, because it's not actually about the story. So there's Mamdani, I don't have any idea how you pronounce his name. The Joker, who I believe was just elected, I think the results are final, that he's going to be the new mayor of New York, and he's just openly a commie. Or at least a socialist. So people are losing their shit. And okay, yeah, basically the plot of Atlas Shrugged is living out in real life. So I'm sure that's going to go just wonderfully for New York, which has been falling apart, it seems. Anyway, that's actually not the point of this video. So the story was, and I'm pretty sure this is fake, makes no difference to the point of this video, whether it happened or not. The story was, his swearing in was canceled because he refused to swear an oath to the Constitution. Blah, blah, blah. Pretty sure that story was totally fake because I tried to search for it in anything and found it like on 2 pages that made that up, and really nobody else in the world is mentioning this. So pretty sure it's fake, makes no difference. But of course, on that probably fake story, lots of people are flipping. He refuses to swear an oath to the Constitution. That's the end of the world. He's a socialist commie. It's the end of the world. Now, to be clear, yeah, there's always reason for concern when somebody is openly an authoritarian collectivist has power. Like, I'm not saying, no, this is great. This is going to work out wonderfully. And there's direct quotes from him saying things like, and I think this is a real quote. I mean, at this point, people making up stuff everywhere. I don't even know. Taxation isn't theft. Capitalism is theft. Oh, God. Way to just literally be an Ayn Rand villain spewing the dumbest shit you possibly can. And like, we have to be brave and tax the hell out of the rich. Because, yeah, in case there's anything left in New York to loot and destroy, he's going to try that. Again, that's not even the point here. So this story came out, fake, I believe, that he refused to swear loyalty to the Constitution. And some conservatives who believe the story are losing their shit all over the place. The thing that strikes me as weird about that is that every single Republican and every single Democrat, the politicians, whether you're talking about state level, federal level, none of them respect the Constitution at all. None of them abide by it. None of them believe in it at all. They all constantly violate it. So, to me, why would you be extra upset at somebody who came out, and he didn't say this as far as I can tell, but if he all the way came out and said, yeah, the Constitution's bullshit, I don't believe in it. Give me some power. Yeah, if you believe in the Constitution, you could be like, whoa, that's not okay. But why would you be more upset at that guy for admitting he doesn't give a crap about the Constitution and then violating all over the place? More upset at that than you are at, for example, the Republicans who give lip service to the Constitution and then violate it on a daily basis all over the place. Like, you're more upset that he's honest about the things that everyone you've ever voted for does anyway. And it's not just Republican. Every Democrat, every Republican on a daily basis advocates glaringly obvious violations of the Constitution. For example, Donald Trump insisted that his name be on the checks of the biggest socialist handout in the history of the world. The stimulus checks during the ridiculous COVID circus. Do you not remember that? And he complained that the handouts weren't big enough. It was direct socialism. And yet his supporters will cheer for him when he goes out and says, we will not have socialism in this country. Now be sure to put my name on all those checks where I buy the loyalty of you stupid peasants after I helped to destroy the economy. That is socialism. Why are you more upset at the people who do socialism while calling it socialism than you are at the people who do socialism pretending it's conservatism or anything, or constitutionalism, or whatever else they're pretending it is. It's weird to me that somebody being honest about what he believes is more upsetting. Now, what the guy believes is absolutely idiotic and destructive, because communism and socialism and all authoritarian collectivism is bogus and stupid and evil. But every single person you've ever voted for, Republican or Democrat, and almost all libertarians, quote unquote, push that anyway. Are any Republicans calling for the end of Social Security or Medicare or Medicaid? Because those are absolutely socialist programs. They're also 100% unconstitutional. They're authoritarian collectivist. It's government robbing the hell out of people and handing it out based on people's needs. That is socialism. And every single Republican still supports that. None of them even dare to say this shouldn't be here at all. They're like, well, let's tinker with the levels, and we need a handout for this. And so now there's the government shutdown, which is, the shutdown that's never actually a shutdown, and you're going to keep getting robbed. You think you're not going to get taxed for the part where there's shut down? But the whole debate is, well, Trump is going to be nice and make sure these people in need get lots of free stolen loot. That's called socialism. Why aren't you upset about that? Oh, I know why. Because he didn't call it that. Even though it is that. 100% it is that. And it's that destructive. It's that immoral. It's forced redistribution of wealth. But if he doesn't call it a certain word, you're going to make excuses for it and support it. I mean, we saw this silliness with the stupid Doge dividends thing, which never happened, because he knows he can buy your loyalty just by pretending he's going to give you something. He doesn't even have to give you something. And lots of Trump supporters were, he's giving back to us. Nope, not anything of the sort. This is direct socialism. He's going to hand out, or he's going to say he's going to hand out stolen loot to buy your loyalty. And I saw so many Trump supporters saying, this isn't socialism. This is him giving back some of what the blah, blah, blah. Oh, really? Is it giving back in proportion to what they stole from you? No. So it's giving everybody like $3,000. The promise bounced all over the place. It was bullshit start to finish, so it didn't matter how much they were promising. We're going to give $1 billion to every American. Yay, we're dumb enough to fall for that socialist handout crap. Bread and circuses are great when our guy does. So just blatantly pushing the idea of a socialist handout. We're just going to give everybody free money. And the economically ignorant were, wow, what damage could that possibly do? 2 seconds after destroying the economy by giving massive stimulus handouts to people when Trump was in office. And then they did that stupid shit again when Biden was in office and made it worse. And then the inevitable inflation made everybody freak out. And Trump supporters were dumb enough to say, this is Biden's fault. Oh, really? When did that first massive handout happen? I'll give you a hint. The guy's name was on the checks because he insisted on having his name on the socialist handouts to gazillions of people, which made the inflation inevitable. But he didn't call it socialism. In fact, he came out and said, we're never going to be socialist here. I'm going to do exactly the things that socialists do, but I'm going to call it something else. And you're going to be too stupid to know the difference. So I'll get away with it. You'll cheer for me, and then you'll piss yourself when somebody becomes mayor of New York promising to do exactly what I just did. And that's what's happening, and it's so weird. Yeah, it's scary that an authoritarian collectivist is in power. Guess what? Everybody in power already is that. All Democrats, all Republicans, all of them. There are 0 Republicans in power and 0 Democrats in power who give a shit about the Constitution. And Trump may be the most openly disrespectful of the Constitution. Normally, like Obama or the slick-lying bastards would say, well, of course we believe in these rights and these human rights, but there are cases when things are so serious that the president needs to have the authority to just order somebody murdered because scary national security and stuff. But Trump and his stooges and his supporters It's like, we don't need due process. If you didn't come into this country legally, you don't deserve due process. Because they don't understand the Constitution, don't give a shit about it, don't understand the reason for due process. And then over and over again, some dumbass Trump supporter, hey, they picked me up and put me in a van and put me in, I'm an American. I supported Trump. Well, are you learning your lesson, you dumbass? Because you can't prove that you're a U.S. citizen if you don't get due process. Dumbass. But for all the times that Trump is just openly wiping his butt with the Constitution, how many Republicans are going, whoa, this is really bad? Some of them are. Not very many, but some of them are. But how many of the people losing their shit over dammy, Grammy, Flammy, Bammy, whatever the fuck his name is, the new parasite head of New York, how many are absolutely losing their shit over the fact that the guy is openly exactly what all politicians are anyway? Trying to hand out stolen loot to buy the loyalty of the subjects. They all do that. Republicans support a graduated income tax that taxes the crap out of people with more money. They'll bicker about the details. No, we'll be a little bit this and do tax credit favors for our corporate buddies over here, but we're still going to rob the crap out of everyone else. They're not actually opposed to mass theft or mass redistribution of wealth. None of them are saying Social Security shouldn't exist, or HUD, or all the federal programs which are 100% unconstitutional. 9th and 10th Amendments, there's zero authorization for the federal government to do any of that at all. Not in the slightest, not in the tiniest degree. And zero Republicans are saying this is bogus and unconstitutional and shouldn't exist. When Ron Paul was there, he said that. And I know somebody in the comments, what about Massey? What about Massey? He complains about lots of unconstitutional things and then supports just a few blatantly, obviously unconstitutional things. So no, he doesn't give a shit either. It's like, well, I'm against your neighbor beating you up and stabbing you to death. But I'm not against him punching you in the face on a daily basis. Okay, well then you're not really on my side. You want the abuse of me to maybe be at a slightly lower level than it would have been otherwise. That's not a principle. You're still a socialist. You're still a collectivist. So it strikes me as weird that people are losing their shit over this guy doesn't respect the Constitution. Neither does anybody you have ever voted for or have ever helped to put into power. Why are you more upset about somebody being honest than you are about people lying to you and then crapping all over the Constitution? And by the way, I'll throw this in for anybody who doesn't know. I don't give a crap about the Constitution because it's authoritarian bullshit. Not because it's too limiting on government, but because it creates too much power, i.e. any authoritarian power. So it's bullshit anyway, but it's weird to watch the selective anger that people have. Oh, this Democrat is in support of exactly what Trump did and keeps pushing over again. And recently there was another thing. We're going to hand out free money. And now it's like, I imposed these tariffs and tortured a hell of a lot of Americans. But I'm going to rob Americans and then give the stolen loot to some of the other Americans to make up for all the damage my stupid tariffs did to them. And they will praise me as a great leader. You got to do it. You got to do it. You got to do it. Learn how to think. If you're going to actually pretend to give a shit about the Constitution, oppose the Republicans, oppose the Democrats, oppose the federal government, because almost nothing it does is constitutional. Yeehaw.